Hi everyone, it's Marissa with BumblebeeApothecary.com. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to share with you a delicious baked apples recipe. This is perfect for anybody wanting a healthy dessert, and it's also GAPS legal. So let's jump right into the recipe, and I will talk about what we're doing as we go. For this recipe, you're going to need 6 apples. You'll want to use a variety that does well being baked, like one that tends to be more crisp. Fuji does well, Granny Smith even. I have Fuji here because they tend to be a little more sweet rather than Granny Smith, but either of those would work as well as any other kind of apple that you would normally use like for a pie. The first thing that you're going to be doing is removing the core from the apple. You want to remove the core, but not go all the way down to the bottom of the apple. We want the bottom to stay intact so that the butter and stuff that we put inside doesn't come out. So I like to do this by just going around with my knife, going kind of like at an angle in a little bit. And then once you go all the way around, you should be able to pop that part out. And then if you still see some seeds in there, you can go around again. Again, being careful to not go all the way through the apple, but just enough to remove those seeds as much as possible. Something along those lines so that you have an opening with the core removed, but the bottom of the apple not punctured. So you're going to do that with all 6 of them. So now that we have the apples all cored with the opening in the top of each one, we're going to stuff them with some butter and cinnamon. So I'm going to cut my butter up into 6 different pieces, and then I'm going to put one of these pieces into each apple. Before I do that, I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon inside each apple, and then I'm going to put one of these pieces of butter inside each one. You can trim them to fit. I'm going to cut each piece into 2 so that I can stuff it in there a little bit easier. Now that the butter is stuffed in all of them, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit more cinnamon on top of each one. Then last of all, I'm going to pour a little bit of water into the bottom of the pan, about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch is a good amount. And then I'm going to take them to my oven. I have a preheated 375-degree oven, and I'm going to bake them for about 1 hour to 1 hour and 15 minutes. It just depends on the variety of apples and the size of the apples. You just want to check on them periodically, starting about 45 minutes in, and test to see how soft the apples are. You can use a fork to kind of poke them and just see. You want them to be nice and soft, and then you know that they're done. Alright, the apples are out of the oven. They are all baked and soft and buttery, and they smell so good. So these are absolutely delicious if you eat them topped with some sour cream. You can make some fresh sour cream from raw milk. I have a video that I show how to do that, and if you do that, then this keeps this completely GAPS legal. If you don't need to be strictly on GAPS, you can do some homemade raw milk whipped cream too, which is also very good. This is a really cozy fall and wintertime recipe. Once the apples are done like this, it's just like apple pie, but there's no crust or grains of any kind. So it's perfect for anybody who needs to stick to a grain-free diet or just wanting a really healthy option for a very tasty dessert this holiday season. If you wanted to do a really quick and easy version of this recipe that would take a little bit less prep time and less baking time, you can also just slice the apples, top them with pats of butter, and then sprinkle with cinnamon and bake them. I'm going to have a link down below in the description box to the full written blog post that has a printable recipe card and some more information, so be sure and check that out. I also have some links below to one of my favorite places to buy organic produce and grocery items. I have lots of other GAPS videos on recipes and different topics, helpful information on doing the GAPS diet, and I'm going to link some of those below so you can check those out if you're doing the GAPS diet or are interested in it. I also have a free ebook that is GAPS Diet Essential Recipes. They're all the recipes that you need to know for the GAPS Introduction Diet, and there's a link to that below. It's completely free. Alright, so if you try out this recipe, be sure and let me know what you think. I hope that you enjoy it. I know that it's really nice to have different healthy options for really delicious desserts, especially around this time of year when there's a lot of baking and desserts and parties and different things where you want really good food to eat. And then this way you can have that, you can enjoy delicious food without having to compromise. You can stick to the GAPS diet, you can stay with healthier options and still really enjoy it. If you make this and take pictures, be sure and tag me on Instagram. I'll leave a link to my Instagram account below so you can find that. I'd love to see how yours turns out. Leave me a comment below if you have ideas for more GAPS dessert recipes that you'd like me to do. And then if you're enjoying these GAPS recipes, be sure and give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with anybody that you think might like another idea for a healthy dessert option this time of year. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I make new videos every week on traditional health wisdom and living a sustainable DIY lifestyle. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye. Can you see yourself?
Yeah. I'm not sure if someone is good for on a GAPS diet.
It is.
Oh.